lo valele Samoa tulai masisi lefua lo valele Vaina fetu olo wangi ai le failonga lea o Yesu na maliu mo Samoa oi Samoa e umau la pule ia whaavavau Aua e te fefe o lea tua lo ta whawai O lo ta sa o lo tonga Samoa tulai Wangi angi lefua lo palele E ihoa atua o na iwi matara a ta whakarongona me aroha noa ki a hua ko te pai Ki a tauto a tawhai Mana ki ti amai A o te aroa God of nations at thy feet In the bonds of love we meet Hear our voices we entreat. God defend our free land. God's Pacific's triple stars from the shafts of strife and war. Make her praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the renditions of both the Samoan and New Zealand national anthems by Lapi Mariner. Brilliant job by Lapi, who will be performing again tonight at the Maris Centenary. 100 years of the Saints, and Lapi and his band will be providing the entertainment for that match. Right, we're going to line up now. I believe the Samoan team are going to go through their pre-match war dance before we'll run you through the team lists here at Bert Henham Park. So a very short break before we get back and conclude our build-up here to the big rep clash between Auckland and Samoa Aukilani.
Batia, Lomai, hey, also aso, Samoa, Saugi, Olofature, Ave Moletua, Sau, Olofature, Sau. Olofature, Ave Moletua. Gay! Samoa! Saugia, go! Gay, boys, gay! Here, go, McQuay, go! Here, my fight! Samoa! Oi, little! What? Samoa! Oi, little! Samoa! Hey, boys! Samoa!
Brilliant stuff there from the Samoa Aukilani side, and a fitting build-up to our match here up against the Auckland Premier team. If you're not pumped up after that, well, there's something wrong with you. It's going to be an awesome game here at Bert Henham Park. Corey Rosser in commentary, joined soon by Troy Hardy. In the meantime, we'll run you through the team lists and how these two sides will take the fields. And there will be a couple of changes to how they're advertised. We'll start with the official home team, Auckland. And at the back, it is the reigning Fox Memorial Rookie of the Year, Geronimo Doyle. The wings are James Waterson, the top try scorer in the Fox last year, and James Taumata. Nuka and Maynard are the centres. Annandale, Hotini, Wilson, Tolavai, Holani, Leo Sevi and Ongi in the back row. Koma Sampson will captain the side from lock, and then it's Ueli, Tongia, Kipawa, and Nalam on the bench. And for the Samoan team, at fullback, it will be Kane Talia, Tuli, and Faitotoa are the wingers, Radic and Torde in the halves, and then watching the four-pack for Falilua Malio, Nalu, Toigamala, and then off the bench, the impact of Connor, Todor, Purcell in particular. All set to go here. Anthony Elliott has the middle today. Viggo Rasmussen assisting on the sideline, and we are just about ready to go here. It is going to be the Samoa Aukilani side with first use of the football. And into it we go. You're joining us live for the Auckland representative round, and Auckland are going to find touch off the kickoff. A brilliant start for the home team, and they will get first attacking opportunity now. 15 seconds in. We've seen that a couple of times in the curtain raiser as well in these greasy conditions. Those touch finders, either a high kick or a driven low kick, can be quite useful. So Auckland to go straight on the attack here. Out it comes. Hotini will juggle. Moves play on. Doyle goes to the line and then gets set upon by a number of Samoa Aukilani defenders. They work it back through the middle of the park now, and this is Kipawa. 10 short of the line. Tolavai at dummy half. They go right side. Hotini, hot stepping his way through. Carlos Hotini will go close. Carlos Hotini has opened the scoring. Not even a minute gone here at Bert Henham Park. And the Auckland side on the board just like that. The quick feed of Carlos Hotini gets them over the line. And it all started with that kick which went into touch. A couple of good carries forward, this time from Selinga Kipawa. And then from here, crisp ball from Ruben Tolavai at dummy half. Finds Hotini, just sees that little half gap, gets the footwork going. And straight through the gap. What a start for this Auckland team here. And they take the early 4-0 lead. I'm now going to welcome Troy Hardy into the commentary box. And Troy, you hardly had time to take your seat, and Auckland are on the board.
Pretty much. I was busy trying to flip over the referee's signal. Hopefully you'll pick that sound up. That's all coming in good. And what a fantastic start to the game. A lot of passion there from the Samoans, and the right to reply. Well, Auckland score a try, and here we go. 4 points on. We wait for the kick to come.
So Geronimo Doyle to attempt the conversion for the earlier Hotini try. And it is from around about 10 metres in from touch. Pretty good goal kicker, Geronimo Doyle. Just about topped the comp in points scoring last year. Beaten by Drew Radic, the number 6 for Samoa Aukilani. So Doyle strikes it, and flags are up. So a dream start for Grant Pocklington's Auckland team. They lead 6 points to 0 with 2 minutes gone here at Bert Henham Park. And Samoa, well, they'll be wondering what hit them. They get a chance to touch the ball, and they are down by 6.
Ball. Down there. Team ball there. Oh, it's great.
No early, boys.
So back into it we go. A low kick which is claimed by Auckland, and they'll go straight back into it with a gutsy carry.
Up again. That's one.
And on that occasion it may have been Leo Sevi with the carry.
Sala! To the side! That's 2, you're not there, Sala. 3! Up again!
Tolavai.
One's good.
Sampson takes it hard straight back at them.
13! Release!
Ruben Tolevai at dummy half. He's got Kipawa set to his left. We'll go to Hortony instead, and then Moses Ongi on the inside. Brings it back, and they're 35 out from the line. Promising signs early here from the Aucklanders. Keen to take it to the Samoan side through the middle. Hortony will kick. Chase is good from Auckland, and they'll put big pressure on Talia at the back and pin him down with Ruben Tolevai leading the charge that time. Let's see what their line speed is like here. To apologise if the uniforms get a little confusing at times. Of course, both teams wearing blue and don't have an alternative kit, given that they don't generally need one. But I'm sure you'll be able to make out the subtle differences, the pattern on the Samoan V in particular. As Nalu Tuigamala, the Northcote Tigers enforcer, works this ball forward, but they're struggling for yardage. Early on here are the Samoans. Whalilua Malio. He's been in brilliant form for the Mount Albert Lions. Reece Charlie, the dummy half, swings it back to Tuare. Jordan will kick. It's a long, driven one, claimed on the fill by Doyle, and now calls his winger in for a little bit of work. Instead goes himself and returns that one to right on halfway. So the Aucklanders going through the middle of the park with ease right now. Here's Tomata again with a carry.
Release him! 6 all the way! Oh, go! They're good, mate.
Out the right they come. This is James Waterson, the top try scorer in the comp last year. Been at it again this year for Northcote in really good form. Kipawa. Tony Tuia involved in that tackle as well. Reece Charlie wrapping up. Tolevai jumps out of dummy half. Ruben Tolevai testing those markers. Breaks out of 1, breaks out of 2. Still going as Ruben. Hortony, the dummy half, will clear the ruck. Swings it way out the back. They move it on now. Maynard creates a little half gap, and then the ball spills loose, and it is picked up by James Tomata. It'll be a handover ball, but Troy, a frantic start to this match here at Bert Henham Park.
Tolevai looked sharp jumping out of the ruck there. Certainly put them under pressure. As Samoa now get the turnover and get ready now to start grinding it out inside their 10. They'll be looking for quick play the balls here.
So Chase Bernard getting back into it. 6 minutes gone here at Bert Henham Park. Charlie to engage those markers, brings Ongi into the action. Tuia. Radic under pressure, kicks long. Doyle scoops it up, looks up and sees plenty of Samoan jerseys. Good start to the game for Geronimo Doyle. A couple of nice returns to go with that earlier kick from out wide. Here's Harley Maynard, the Point Chevalier youngster. And that ball will spill loose. So 2 knock-ons in the space of 2 minutes for Harley Maynard. A forgettable couple of minutes for the young centre. And this scrum will pack down now. Samoa now with their first meaningful possession of the game. And they'll pack the scrum down right on halfway.
Just back here, fellas. Just back here, boys. Just back here, guys.
Tony's in the middle there having a chat.
James, you can come up, mate.
Just giving everyone some advice by the looks of it.
Okay, very good. Scrum rolls down. Hold, James. When you're in, boys.
So scrum packs down. Radic with the feed. He's got Tuare out at first receiver, and then we'll bring into it Kenny Gavitt, the rangy centre or back rower from Point Chevalier, who play in the centres today and earns a penalty that time. So back-to-back sets coming up now, and a chance to build some pressure for Samoa Aukilani.
Thanks, mate. Couple of steps back, boys. Couple of steps back. Come up, buddy. Come up, mate. Have a look. He's coming. Thanks, mate. Left side. 4.
Tony Tuia charged with the first carry. He'll be relishing this opportunity. He's represented NZ Māori in the past, now a chance to represent his Samoan side. Bernard will go to the line, just about sticks his nose through there, Bernard. Another penalty. That tackle crept high.
Here's your marquee. Can take it in line with this. Just let me get out the road. On your line, boys.
Bernard will tap and go. Whalilua Malio now takes it back into the heart, but on hand is Ongi to try and contain him. And they have to get there in numbers as well to Auckland. Ongi in the end ends up with the leg. Charlie calling the shots at dummy half. Watch for Bernard. Short ball. So powerful. Ball gets offloaded. Little sneaky one out the back, but Auckland are aware to it and contain Falilo Malio right on the line here, Auckland. Their first defensive challenge of the game at this end. Radic, Tuigamala with the footwork. The pass is loose but cleaned up. Now it's all knocked back so far, but knock on is the call from referee Elliott. And Auckland do a good job to hold on that time, Troy, particularly a couple of those short balls to big men close to the line. Auckland having the answers so far.
So, yeah, probably a little chance to diffuse things there as we wait for the scrum to pack down. And good, strong crowd down here today. And big thank you to CTAS, our live stream partners, and Pacifica TV, going out live across the South Pacific. Ball's in.
So scrum packed, and Auckland will get back to it. This is the 5 Taumata, the Glenora Bears winger.
He's going to call that.
Strip the call. Tony Tuia, the offender, and Auckland now will get a leg up out of danger. So Geronimo Doyle looking to kick for touch now. Maynard, the tap and the go. Back into it they go, and there have been some late jersey swaps. Richard Halani, this is in the 11. They come back to the edge, and this is Justice Leo Sevi, the super impressive youngster from Bayross School.
Look for the line, winner. Up you get. All the way. That's 3.
Sampson, going hard. Breaks out of 1. Tuigamala holding on for dear life down low. Tolavai is the dummy half. Turns back to the left. They're over again, Auckland. It's Richard Halani, the Otahu big man. He's been in great try-scoring form at club level and now gets one in the Auckland jersey. And the home team now with a chance to double their lead.
As we have a quick look at the ARL action replay, looking to get up onto his feet here really quickly. Tolavai in there immediately. Waiting, looking to serve, and just dropped it back on the inside. And from here, a little bit of work to do. And the big fella, 4 points. Auckland on the board. And well set up, you know, they capitalised from the penalty that they received. Got a good kick to touch, chewed off a few metres to get down there. And we wait for young Geronimo Doyle now as he addresses the ball. Ready for the conversion. And it's been all Auckland so far, Corey.
It has indeed. Super impressive start from them, and in particular, those middles, they look like they've got a point to prove today, taking it to them. Samoan side, on paper, it's a brilliant 4-pack, but so far, Auckland, with the advantage over them, they have had most of the possession, to be fair, as Geronimo Doyle prepares to kick this one. Strikes it nicely off the boot, and it goes to 12 points to 0. And Auckland, they lead early on here. Impressive stuff as well, I thought, from Ruben Tolavai, Troy, who we know better as a lock forward. He was the Sharman Cup Player of the Year last year. Asked to play dummy half today. He's shown good energy around the bottom of the
ruck.
ruck.
I think he's had a wee bit of time there during last year as well. Not a stack of time, but he's been really sharp and he's proven his worth so far. So good on him.
So Kane Talia will get us back underway with a towering kick, which is allowed to bounce, and trouble here. Halani picks it up, the try scorer, and will take it straight back into them. Nalu Tuigamala tried to go low, and Halani hasn't enjoyed that one bit. Halani not happy with the first up contact, I think. Leo Sevi now works the ball forward. Reece Charlie and co there to attend to him. Tolavai at dummy half will go out to his left. Nice little interchange of passing here, and it finishes with Maynard bumping this ball forward. They're 40 off their line here, Auckland.
Hold. Go.
Looking to continue this brilliant start. Here's Salinga. Tony Tuia raced out of the line, tried to put a shot on. Ended up missing him instead, and Kapawa picks up a couple of extra meters. Out the back it goes now. This is Annandale who goes high. Tomata coming down. Talia takes it beautifully and looks up and sees a little bit of open space and takes that to ground. Troy, we called Kane Talia last week for Point Chevalier up against Richmond. Certainly a beast at fullback, a towering guy. Returns that ball really well. He's been in good form for his club. Really looking forward to seeing what he's got to offer here at representative level. Here comes Tony Tuia. Charlie to Riolu Buchanan.
16, move. Hold. Go. That's 3. Play on.
Charlie jumps on to play the ball without markers, and Moses Ongi is there to meet him and then gets some help from a couple of teammates. Carlos Hotini joining in late to try and slow that one down. Big Sala winds up.
First and final. Up 16.
Last play now coming up. Radic is set to the left. Instead, it's going to be Tuore who will go high. Tester on at the back here. Waterson runs obstruction and just gives Geronimo Doyle that little bit of time on the ball.
Hold. Go. That's 1. Mate, you need to work your right side here.
And now Waterson will come through and look for a little bit of a work. Nice to see a guy like James Waterson getting rewarded, Troy. We've called him for a couple of years. Always at the top or near to for the try-scoring ranks. Great to see him get a chance at this level.
Absolutely, and a lot of tries that he scores too. You know, they aren't served up to him on a platter, you know, and he's exceptionally... Yep, we've got a break here, mate.
Coma Sampson going through and takes them to 5 short of halfway. Ruben Tolavai with the dummy and then says, I'll steal 10, maybe 15 metres. Reece Charlie, his opposite number, involved in the tackle. 2 dummy halves in action today who don't typically play that position at club level, doing a good job so far, the both of them. Tomata again leads the chase, but Talia is up to it.
Safe to have back there, isn't he?
Here we are.
They jump out now and chew off a few metres. I think that's Siave Tupo. In fact, it's the 5 for Samoa, Matt Faitotoa. Scored a double last week for Point Chevalier and the Fox. Big win over Richmond. Charlie to Toigamala. Bumps that ball forward, drives the legs for a few extra metres, and they're 40 out from the line now. Reece Charlie wants a penalty. Referee Elliott says play on. Here's Chase Bernard. That little bit of footwork at the line makes him so dangerous, particularly when you factor in his hard carry as well. Tuore now will kick long and split Doyle and Waterson at the back. Doyle looks up and will waste no time bringing this one back, but it's a good kick chase from the Samoans.
Yeah, and a few of the Auckland boys still getting back on side. James Waterson just getting a big, strong carry in there. And to finish off that chat, going really well this year on the back of the success of how the Northcote Tigers are going. And lots of love and prayers out to the Northcote team. Respect around Zay Wallace today. Back to the action.
11.
So Nuka Nuka works forward for a couple of extra metres, and then Salinga Kapawa will wind up. Look at the legs going. Salinga in his first year back, playing some good footy with the Pirates. What is a fairly dominant 4-pack. Here's another of those dominant Pirate forwards, Coma Sampson. Spent time in France with Carcassonne. Of course, a product of the Junior Warriors as well. Tolavai jumps out and will get to his kick, and a good chase as well. But again, Kane Talia, Johnny on the spot to clean that one up. And Samoa looks safe as houses at the back.
He's getting through a ton load of work, eh? He's been really, really good for the Samoans. Just as we see inside the 10 there, was it? Penalty.
So Tuore will kick for touch. This one will go out right on halfway. Reece Charlie coming off for a rest. Good opening spell for Reece. And looking at their bench, I would think Chris Seal probably the most likely option to assume that dummy half role, and that is the case as Chris rushes to the bottom of the ruck. Again, Chris typically a middle forward, a 13 at Fox level. Not a lot of differences defensively between those two positions. Of course, the main one is you have to follow the play the ball around, but both of those guys more than capable of doing the job there. And in the case of Reece Charlie, he's probably got that job for a little while with Jethro Friend breaking his hand at club level. He'll be out for a fair few weeks. Jethro had been slated to captain this Auckland team before pulling out. So last play coming up now. Tuare to the line, holds it up nicely to Talia, but it breaks down at the hands of Gavitt. And Ongi will pick it up. And look likely for a minute there. Jordan Tuare taking that ball nicely to the line, but Auckland impressive in defence so far, showing good attention to detail. Hotini. Centralised via Taumata, who's coming looking for some work. Tolovai will kick from dummy half. It's a good kick from Ruben Tolovai. He's found lots of space there. And is this going to hold up?
Keep going.
Just did. Almost a brilliant kick from Ruben Tolovai at the bottom of the ruck. But good to see this Auckland team right now. They've got kicking options everywhere as Connor Todor Purcell prepares to get his boarding pass into the contest. Watch for his first hit up. I dare say that one will not disappoint Troy.
Yep, waiting with bated breath.
Seal.
Good now.
Bumping carry forward from the 15, Kitiona Pasini. Seal to Tuia. Just turns that shoulder in time to take on Ueli. It's fresh legs on the park as well in the shape of Caleb Ueli. Tudor.
All the way down.
Seal. Got Bernard on his shoulder. He'll go himself instead. Choose off a few yards there, Chris Seal. Left side they come. Jordan Tuare switches the play to Radic. Radic then to Tuigamala. Tuigamala holding up in the line. Gets the offload away to Tupou. Hot potato stuff here. Matty Fai-Tortor now goes back in field looking for an opportunity. Justice Leo Sevi arrived just in time. They concede the penalty there. It's probably a smart penalty to give away though, because they were in all sorts there. And in fact, this is going to go against Samoa.
Okay, I'll change that.
So,
I missed that one, mate.
Missed exactly what happened there. I thought it was a penalty for a second effort, but it's gone the way of Auckland. And now Geronimo Doyle will kick for touch. And they'll start this set about 35 out from their line. So Maynard will get us back underway. He's been good for Point Chevalier. One of the probably lesser known names in their outside backs this year. We've been used to seeing the likes of Marlo Solomona and Francis Ledger fill those spots, but Maynard's been playing great football. He's made the team of the week for Kiwi League Central a couple of times as well. Now as Hotini steps across field, and here's Caleb Ueli, originally slated to be in the Samoan team. Sure, he's got plenty of inspiration today. Dad Ross watching on proudly, as well as brother Braden from Australia, where he is currently playing with the Cronulla Sharks, playing some great footy as well. Sione Tongia now, fresh legs on the park. He bumps this ball forward. It's Auckland 12, Samoa 0, 22 minutes gone. Hotini to Doyle. Doyle to Nuka. Watterson! James Watterson, the diving effort in the corner. And Auckland are in for their third try of the game. James Watterson gets the job done again. Troy and I only just finished giving him a wrap. And he scores Auckland's third in the far right corner here at Bert Henham Park.
Well, we won't need to add to that action replay as we see the half just holding up a nice little pass here. Nice footwork here. Creating all of the space on that right-hand edge. And centre just popped it in beautifully. And Mr. Watterson knows where the try line is. Great little pathfinder. Try time. 4 points.
Auckland on fire. Doing all the little things right so far. And nice execution on the end of that one.
And we'll be hoping that Samoa find a bit of uffy themselves.
Shout out to Auckland assistant coach Jody Henry as well, who's just spotted us down on the sideline, giving us a wave. Great to see Jody being, I guess, rewarded for his efforts. He's done a great job with Pukekohe and Franklin over the last couple of years, Troy.
Yeah, last year, stellar season. And set the benchmark. And I think they're in around 4th at the moment in the qualifiers. So, they're in contention as we get down to the business end of the Fox Championship and the Fox Premiership for the Fox Memorial. Can't get any more foxes in there, Corey.
There's a lot of foxes. Moses Ongi
Fox
coming
time.
off for a well-deserved rest, and in his place will come on fresh legs.
Not a bad attempt. Oh,
Off the post, the call. So it will remain Auckland 16, Samoa 0. 24 minutes gone here at Bert Henham Park.
And that try was scored by number 2, James Waterson. Conversion unsuccessful. Auckland lead 16 points to 0.
And Nick Wilson making his way onto the field as well. Nick making his Auckland debut. He's represented Counties Manukau in the past.
it's going to be interesting to see Nick put a shoulder on Tony Tour, isn't it? I'm just trying to work out how many teams we've got. We've got mates against mates.
Yeah, you're right. A fair bit of inter-rivalry here, would be fair to say, as we get back underway. And a bouncing ball, which is claimed, and now winding up Sione Tongia. Straight back, it leaves Bernard on the ground.
What's the call? What, knee?
Raised knee is the call. So this will go the way of Samoa. So Tongia wins the first battle, but Samoa win the overall one, and we'll get the penalty here. Raised knee the call. Let's have a look here on the replay.
Just obscured, couldn't see it, the man in front. Back to the action.
Seal at dummy half. Here's Bernard. Uelu, his Glenora teammate, arrives to slow down his progress. Radic. Talia. Maynard out of the line. Still going as Talia. Siave Tupou at dummy half. Brings them back to the middle. Tuigamala staggers at the line and then ends up coming back to the middle, and they'll just settle via a carry from Pasini. Options now left and right for the Samoa Aukilani team. Seal will go to the left. Konatoda or Purcell gets the offload away. It's loose. Is that knocked on by Samoa? Back by Samoa, knocked on by Geronimo Doyle from Auckland, which means another set coming up for Samoa, who are starting to find their way into this contest nicely here now, Troy. Some big bodies on the park when you factor in Bernard, Toto Purcell. I think Tony Tuia may have come off for a spell.
May have. Clock stopped. Can't quite see him. Might have gone off the back.
Yeah, I think he's gone off for Toto Purcell. So as play resumes now and time back on, it will be Jordan Torre to feed this scrum. Radic will miss out Tuigamala this time and dance his way through instead. Comer Sampson says get to the ground. Seal, quick play of the ball. Toto Purcell winding it up. Radic, Tuigamala to Talia, beautiful! Nalu Tuigamala to Kane Talia, back on the inside, and Samoa Aukilani respond in style.
And how smooth was the execution on this play? Just as we wait for the ARL action replay to come up. So, big Connor there, tracking a few defenders. Shifts to the right edge. Tuigamala here had it all summed up. No look pass, dropped it on the inside. Did thanks very much. I know where the try line is from here. 4 points. Samoa on the board. And the conversation's going backwards and forwards here at the commentary box. Not often we get to sit alongside the admin team there, Corey.
Yeah, all hands on deck today here at Bert Henham Park as Drew Radic prepares to knock this one over. Good off the boot, and it's all good all round. So 16 points to 6. Samoa Aukilani with their first points of this game, and really just lovely play between the second row and fullback. Pretty impressive as well, considering they don't play together at club level, so to, I guess, build that understanding with the timing. Pretty impressive, and Samoa have obviously had a pretty busy week in camp.
Absolutely. I think the Tuingamala drop on the inside. I'm wondering how James Waterson's feeling about that, because that would be normally where he would sit, straight off that man's hip.
So Geronimo Doyle prepares to get us back underway. And a high spiralling one, which is fielded by Tuigamala, knocked backwards. And then Radic will hand off to Kitiona Pasini. Really good crowd down here at Bert Henham Park now for this second game as well, as Todor Purcell winds up. Familiar territory for him. So he plays his club football for the Leopards. Formed a really good starting front row combination with Richard Halani, who he will come up against today. See those two come head to head when they eventually do. Tuigamala now takes it forward and is taken down just short of halfway. Jordan Tuade calling the shots in the background. Bernard will go straight and hard, driving those legs now. Chase Bernard, been effective in these opening exchanges. Radic does well to scoop that one up. It's a poor pass at first, and now Geronimo Doyle looks up and sees some space, gets whacked by Seal in the process, and now Auckland with a bit of work to do, bringing it out of their own end.
Yeah, well, there's a wee bit of work to be done there. Heavy contact, and just looking for another worker, looking for somebody to grind. Hops out of the dummy half, goes himself, steals a couple of metres.
Harley Maynard recovered from those couple of errors early on. He's had some good touches as well. Here's Caleb Ueli. Nice stuff here, given that I dare say most of his family will be cheering for the other team despite his inclusion in the Auckland side. Brother Braden is in fact running the water for the Samoans, making the most of the bye week. As they go high now off the boot of Annandale. Talia, cool as a cucumber under it. Look at that.
All day long. That's money in the bank.
Didn't take his eyes off the ball for one moment. And cool as anything claims that one. As Samoa now ruck this ball out. What a battle this is developing here. Really enjoyable rugby league through these opening exchanges now. Siave Tupo, the youngster from the Richmond Bulldogs, he has a carry and makes a few yards as Connor Todor Purcell hands off now. Regular Buchanan gets decked to the ground. Comer Sampson involved in that. Tore to Todor Purcell. Gets met head on. And Joseph Narlam leading the charge that time. Tore will kick. It's a high one. Doyle is under it. The Samoa chase is non-existent. And as a result, it's a free one for Doyle, who scoops it and returns it about 5 metres. Nuka Nuka.
Up now. Hold. Hold. Go. That's 2.
Taumata met by Tuigamala. Look at that. Quick play of the ball, though. Great stuff from James Taumata. Tongia lines up. Takes Drew Radic for a little ride and taking the ground 5 metres inside his own half.
Go. That's 4.
To the left they come, and we'll get to their kick. It's driven low behind Talia. Chase is good from Auckland as well. Now trap him about 15 out from the line. Auckland perhaps realising that not much point in going high for Talia. He'll eat them up all day as Nalu Tuigamala comes off for a rest. So fresh legs on the park for Samoa as well. And that looks like it will be in the shape of Matty Tuitama from Point Chevalier.
And again, James.
Ooh. Yeah.
Says it
Didn't
all.
have to say anything there. Just, you know.
Tuitama.
18. Up you get.
His first carry is met by the shoulder of Joseph Narlam. Bernard now will take them up to 5 short of halfway. They'll get an offload away as well. And now the second phase.
Good hands.
Something on offering on the left edge now as Kenny Gavitt breaks free. Support looming. Gavitt goes himself, looking for an offload. Finds Tuade. Tuade to Radic. Champagne Rugby League. Samoa in again. Half to half at the end there, and Drew Radic finishes it off. Was hot potato stuff. They execute down the left-hand side, and in the end, Drew Radic on hand to finish it.
And we see the ARL action replay here. They managed to get it out on the left-hand edge there beautifully, held that defender up, stepped inside, looking to offload, in the air no less. Enough support there to carry it through, and what a beautiful finish it is. Try time.
So Radic to attempt this conversion from smack bam in front of the uprights. Flags go up, kick is good. And we've got a 4-point ball game on our hands. 33 minutes gone. Samoa Aukilani have scored the last 12 points unanswered and found their way right back into this contest after that brilliant start from Auckland, which had them 16-0 up. It's been all Samoa for the last 10 minutes. So Auckland in no hurry to get back underway, and fair enough. Looking to chew up as much time as they can to recharge the batteries, and a high one is allowed to bounce and then reeled in by Radic, who will go to Passini, who takes it Strack, and Caleb Ueli leading the charge for Auckland. Down the right-hand side they come. Leo Sevi joins in to take him down. Radic to Bernard, to Toto Purcell. Nick Wilson holding on up top. Bernard lines up for another one. Breaks through the initial one of Wilson. Now the ball's loose. Knock on the call. Auckland ball coming up. So Auckland feed on the 40. And led by young Caleb Ueli that time, Troy. The Auckland line speed really good in the first up contact to match.
Yeah, he certainly put a dent in that one. Looks like he's been on the bench. So packed out a wee bit upstairs. Ball's in play.
Annandale to Hortony. Hortony hot stepping. Now Waterson into open space. Wisely heads back in field and chews off plenty of metres in the process. Carlos Hortony's causing some issues down that right-hand edge. Doyle will centralise. Here he is, Hortony, to his club teammate Nick Wilson. 20 out from the line now, Auckland, looking for their 4th try of the game. Sampson will go straight and hard and then play backdoor. They've shifted on. Taumata into space, but Samoa scrambled nicely to contain him. 5 out from the line now, Auckland. Maynard is the dummy half. Will centralise. Annandale to Sampson. Sampson looking for a little gap in the armour. Wilson, the ball is loose, and Doyle will just have to dive on this. In fact, it'll be knocked on. And first knock on by Auckland, second by Samoa, which means it'll be a Samoa scrum. And they do well to hold on that time. There was a couple of occasions there it looked like Auckland may have had them stretched. Managed to get across and close it down, but Carlos Hortony, Troy, down that right-hand side. We called him a couple of weeks ago for Howick. He's just got that footwork that makes defenders second guess. Fair to say he's causing them more than a few issues right now in some of those matchups.
Absolutely.
Great to get your input, as always.
Yeah. Doing a few things here today, my friend.
Oh, God, that's one.
One of those is the stat keeping, which Troy's doing. We'll go to Troy for a stat update in a minute.
Can't wait for that, Corey.
As Samoa now work the ball into attacking territory, but it's knocked on by Toto Purcell, who is not the least happy about it.
Nothing to report here.
My stats man's gone quiet.
Completions are even, 5 each. And handling errors, I think, just quietly as the ball's fed in there, Samoa's got one up on the Aucklanders at the moment.
5 short of halfway now, Auckland. Taumata bumps the ball forward. It may be the last stat chat we go to today. As we switch back to the game action, Tongia now will cart the ball forward, just about gets rid of Bernard, who to his credit holds on.
Release. Oh. Go. That's 3.
Sampson
Forward,
goes,
forward.
forward it's called.
Forward, boys.
Sampson had played Ueli into a gap, but called back for the forward pass. And good to see both teams, Troy. They're willing to throw plenty at each other today. And nice little interchange of passing in the forwards that time. Given the weather has dried up a little bit, we're seeing some pretty entertaining footy.
And in good spirits too. Like, you know, there was a wee bit of a collision there, and everyone sort of just, you know, shook it off and played on.
Second. When you're ready, half.
So scrum packs
Second,
down. Samoa with the feed. Goes to Radic, who is keen to move it on pretty quickly. And Siave Tupo then is set upon. They jump out of dummy half. This is Matty Faitotoa, who is now 5 short of halfway. They've got strike weapon everywhere in this team, don't they? You look at Drew Radic in the halves and Jordan Tuare. And then out the back, the likes of Talia, even in the centres, Siave Tupo, such a creative and damaging player. Nick Wilson's appealing for a knock-on.
Oh, go. That's 3.
Tuare goes to the line, looks to play it, and Ueli looks to recover now.
Thank you. Knock on Auckland. Thanks, mate.
Both ways.
Knock on Auckland is the call.
Samoa, and then knocked on by your team.
Back from Samoa and then forward from Auckland. So Auckland to come under more pressure again. And Samoa know it. There's not long to go in the half now. In fact, inside the final half minute by our count. As the siren goes on cue in the background, and that'll be all she wrote for the first half. It is Auckland 16, Samoa Aukilani 12 here in the annual representative weekend of the Auckland Rugby League. A really good first half. Looking forward to bringing you the second 40 in a few minutes' time. A little short break from us before we resume with the second half action.